everybody, Jack Barros here. Most of you know me as Jackie B. After 40 years behind the microphone, I've learned something important. People love to connect with the community. They love to get the real answers to their questions. Welcome to Voices on Main Street. This is where local businesses get a real voice to answer those questions that people are actually asking. No sales pitches, just clear conversations that help you decide who you're trusting, supporting, and choosing the right one here on Main Street. All right. Before we dive in, I want to take a minute and tell you why we do this, right? The whole purpose of Voices on Main Street is simple. Help a local business, a real voice to help people get the information that they're already asking. It isn't about hype, it's about clarity. We ask the same questions that people are typing into Google, they're asking Siri, or they're wondering about before they spend the money. And we let business owners, local business owners, answer them honestly. That way you can make better decisions ahead of time about who to trust, who you hire, and who you support here on Main Street. Joining me today is Paige Miller. She's the owner of Sparkling Organic Clean right here in Ocala, Florida. Paige and her team focus on professional residential cleaning with an eco-friendly approach, meaning homes that they feel truly clean without the harsh chemical overload. What stood out to us isn't just what they do, but how they do it. Consistency, attention to detail, and a real understanding of what busy homeowners actually need. If you've ever wondered what you should be looking for in a cleaning service or how eco-friendly cleaning really works, how to keep a home feeling clean between visits, Paige's answers today are going to help. Paige, welcome to Main Street. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Paige. Before we jump into today's questions, we always start by passing the mic. This question is coming to you, actually two questions, because it was two of the moms. It's coming from our last guest, Three Moms Go. This is a family-run business built by moms for families, rooted in real-life needs and values. They're all about intention, quality, and community, and they left you this question. So, again, there are two. Okay. And I'm going to read them both, and I'll give you the opportunity to answer the one that you want. You only need to answer one, or if you want to answer both. Where do you want your business to be 5 years from now?
Okay, so 5 years from now, I would like for my work to feel rooted, respected, and quietly powerful. I see myself running a business with good systems and integrity in place and not as much chaos. One that will more so support my life instead of consuming it a little bit more. I want what I'm building to be known for doing things the right way, which is with clean ingredients, honest work, building strong relationships with my clients, and results that speak for themselves. I would like to be surrounded by more people who are aligned, whether it be clients, collaborators, and my team members who value their quality, intention, and growth. Financially, I would like to be a little bit more stable without the pressure and have a little bit more success without the burnout. I'm currently doing classes to become certified in project management, and I'm really looking forward to purchasing some multifamily homes as well. But I would say most of all, I would like to be able to look back and know that every step that I built was actually building something real, something that was intentional, something that didn't cut any corners and didn't compromise any values. And most importantly, I wouldn't lose my soul along the way.
Excellent. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, that's why we ask these questions. All right. Now, moving on, our next questions actually, people are searching online about house cleaning in Ocala, Florida, right? These are the actual questions that you, ladies and gentlemen, want to know. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to ask the basic answer these one at a time. So let me ask you this. What does an eco-friendly home cleaning actually use instead of harsh chemicals?
So our number one powerful cleaner would have to be pure therapeutic grade essential oils. So they are actually known for a lot of antibacterial, antifungal properties. And so those actually are the component that it goes to hardest work when we are cleaning people's homes. But besides that, we use a lot of natural ingredients, like we use a lot of hydrogen peroxide, we use a lot of baking soda, borax, we use citric acid, we use vinegar, we use castile soap. I go through a lot of rigorous training with my employees as I've done a lot of research and spent a lot of time making sure that I know exactly how to use all these products, because even though everything is 100% natural, it can also be abrasive to different surfaces and stuff. Like you can't use vinegar on natural stone. You can't use citric acid on certain things. I mean, there are still a lot of specifications that you really have to know in order to do it effectively.
So I love that. I'm like, can you give me the 30-second version for the viewer at home?
30-second version for the viewer at home. So we use 100% pure therapeutic grade, all natural, I'm sorry, 100% pure therapeutic grade essential oils, which do a lot of the cleaning power for us. And besides that, we incorporate a lot of natural ingredients such as hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, borax, castile soaps, and similar things. And, we still go through a lot of training to make sure that everything is used properly on various surfaces throughout the home.
Excellent. Excellent. Very good. Very good. Thank you. And let me ask you this then. How often should I schedule a professional house cleaning?
I really think it varies. So it's different for every home, I'd say. A lot of the times people are really good at keeping things surface clean. So if there's only a couple of people in the home and there's really no children and there's not a ton of activity, I'd say once a month would usually suffice. If you have children or it's harder for you to keep up with everything, I would definitely say to do biweekly. And we have quite a few families that, have their hands full with their own businesses and children, and a lot of them do weekly.
See, excellent. Excellent. Thank you for that. And let's see, our next question is, how do I choose a trustworthy house cleaner? What do we look for?
So I am really big on first impressions. I think that, your home is your most intimate place, and therefore you want to have somebody that you can trust in there. So I always feel like it's really important to meet who you're going to be working with. Definitely follow your intuition. You need to know if they're licensed and insured. Insurance is always very important, especially if you have a lot of valuables in the home. If you're using a company, make sure you're using a company that is drug testing and background checking everyone. And if you are using somebody individual, I would definitely do that on your own just to make sure that they are trustworthy.
See, all right. And if I put that on a bumper sticker, what would it say?
Put that on.
I'm gonna put you to the test.
Always go with your gut.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Very good. You're quick on your feet. All right, folks. You already see now that's someone that can think on her feet. So that's somebody you want working with. All right. So let me ask you this. And I know this is a broad question, but generally speaking, how much does a professional house cleaning cost in Ocala, Florida?
I would say deep cleans normally start around $300 to $500, but it honestly really just all comes down to the size of the home, the current condition. I mean, everybody has a different idea of what clean means. Everybody has a different idea of what quick tidy up means. And so, every home is completely different.
I see. So now if I was to combine the two, how often I should do it and how much it costs. So would you say I need a deep clean, say once a month? Like that's what I could kind of figure? Or, if it's just me and my lady like we are, would it be different or something like that?
So I cannot speak for every company, but I can speak for
Certainly.
my own. I feel like deep clean and standard clean, they're very similar. The only difference should be that the deeper clean is the first time because it takes a little bit longer to get through that buildup in the dust, But at the end of the day, in order to keep a home actually clean, you have to be doing all those touch points still. And so we always actually require people to do a deep clean first because afterwards the maintenance is much easier. I've never really understood the companies who say that you need a periodic deep clean because I feel like if you have people coming in to clean your home, there should be little things that you can do each and every time to prevent having to do any deep cleans again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does. And actually, I think you kind of, well, actually, it actually kind of leads us to this next question. What's the difference between a standard clean and a deep clean? I think you touched on it there, but maybe you could clarify it for us. the audience?
Yeah, I mean, just to clarify a little bit more, so I would say deep cleans are usually the first one that we do. And the reason why it's a deep clean is because, if your home has not been professionally cleaned for a while, your grout may be a little bit stained. You may have more buildup. We're classic for hard water here in Ocala. And I'm sure even people who do have a softener, people still get hard water buildup. So in order to kind of break through all of that buildup, whether it be in the toilets, the showers, the sinks, all of that, just I like to say that we bring it to beauty base zero. And once it gets to beauty base zero, it's a lot easier to maintain on a monthly, bi-weekly, weekly basis, but in order to kind of get it to where it needs to be, you have to do that deep clean to get it back to zero.
Great. How should I prepare my home before a cleaning service arrives?
I always say just to kind of remove your valuables from the counter. If there's anything that you don't want touched, to remove it from the counter, or if there's stuff that you want to organize yourself, I would definitely put those things away. If you have kids or anything, it's nice to kind of just pick up certain things off the floor, toys and such, so that way it's easier for us to get to the floors.
Great, great. Do I need to be home during the cleaning?
Absolutely not. It's actually easier when people are not home. We very systematically clean from top to bottom. And so, we kind of go, and a lot of people go room by room, but we go more task by task to ensure that nothing is missed whatsoever. So it's actually a little bit easier when nobody is there.
See, all right. And next, can cleaning services help with move in or move out cleaning?
Absolutely. So those are actually one of our big things during moving season. Moving is a very stressful time in anybody's life. Having to pack up all of your things, it's just very strenuous. And I don't think a lot of people realize how much stuff gets left behind, whether it be in the refrigerators or even cabinets, and drawers and stuff like that. So we actually do come in and we do a full cleaning of all of that once your stuff has been removed. So that way it's perfect for the next owners or the next renters.
Excellent, excellent. Let me ask you this. Is eco-friendly cleaning safe for kids?
Absolutely. Safe for kids and pets. And, I think because so many people have pets out here, we actually don't use any essential oils, which are harmful to pets because we love our pets just as much as you do.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. And let me ask you this. One last question. What areas get missed most often?
So I think things that are just not surface level cleaning. So baseboards get missed a lot. And they're kind of a pain to do. So I don't think people realize how bad they get sometimes. Also, so the base of the toilets, like right around where all the bolts are and everything like that, gets missed a lot. Let's say that you have picture frames up on your dresser, a lot of the back corners get missed, and a lot of dust buildup gets there and stuff like that as well.
I see. Excellent. Well, folks, that was People Are Asking. And thank you, Paige, for all of your insightful answers. Now, our next segment is, and some questions that maybe people should ask. Now, do you have any questions that you think people don't think to ask when they're looking for somebody that you think they should ask?
I think one of the biggest things that I've seen since I've been in business is people should ask more specifically what exactly is on the checklist. A lot of times people come in and they say, oh, we do this and we do that. But unless you're very specific, I mean, there's a lot of miscommunication there. And there's a lot of things that people can miss and they think that they're paying for something that they're actually not.
I see. Interesting. Interesting. All right. And actually, that brings up my next point. Or actually, I think the point that you made is that you should have a real cleaning checklist that they can let you know what they do and all of that, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Awesome, awesome. All right, one more. What's a pro bathroom trick?
A pro bathroom trick. I would definitely say dry all of your surfaces after using them. The reason I say that is because, like I said, we are classic for our hard water out here. And even with the softener, you can get that hazy buildup all over your glass shower doors. Your shower curtain liners can do the exact same thing, even on sinks, especially if it's stone or granite or something. There's a lot of buildup that you can notice will actually get around the sink area just from splashing on it. So I would definitely dry everything after using it.
Excellent, excellent tip, excellent tip. All right, I just want to take a quick moment to tell you what makes Voices on Main Street different. If you're watching this episode, it's because you want real answers. And that's what Voices on Main Street is built around, asking the questions that people are already asking, whether they're typing it into Google, asking Alexa, Siri, or even your friends. These are the questions that matter before you spend your time, your money, or your trust. Every conversation you hear on this show is all about clarity, understanding how things really work straight from the people living and working right here in your community. And when you tune in, you're doing more than listening. You're helping shine a light on local voices, the local businesses, and local stories that deserve to be heard. So this conversation is helping you. Stick with us, and let's keep moving Main Street forward together. All right, back to the show. All right. Now we're going to switch gears here a little bit and have a little bit of fun, but there is a purpose to it. This is called the local loop. And it's our way of keeping the show a little unpredictable, human, and community first. One spin, one landing, and wherever it hits, that's what we do. So let me explain to you what's on this wheel. Okay, we have the love drop, and that's where our guest gives the audience a special offer, a hook. There's a local lift where you shout out another local business that you respect, a pro tip drop, which is a quick insider tip people can use right away. We've already been picking Paige's brain behind the business, something personal people might not ever get to hear. Curveball Q. That's a wild card question. There's no prep. That's just real. I don't know what it is yet, folks. So if it lands on Curveball Q, we'll all be the first to hear the question. And excuse me, one last thing is our Voices on Main Street push, and that's where one positive action by the community that you can take to help our guests today. All right. There's only one rule. Keep it real, keep it quick, and make it useful and memorable. Now, if this wheel lands on local tip, we'll take that win right here. And later in the show, we'll use that slot to go behind the biz, get more personal. If not, we're going to leave you with something special. All righty, folks. This is our local loop. Yeah, where is it going to land? It's colorful at least, if not anything else. Oh, it landed on the local love drop. That's, ladies and gentlemen, this
Love
one's
that.
for you. All right. All right, Paige. What
All
do you
right,
have for our
so
viewers
I would
today?
say for our love drop, if you book a deep clean for the month of January, we will throw in a deep cleaning of the inside of your refrigerator and freezer for free.
Awesome. All right, folks, you heard that right here at what's this on Main Street. Why don't you reiterate that again? If you book a deep clean, you're going to do a deep clean on my refrigerator?
The inside of the refrigerator and the freezer. Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, folks. There you go. You heard it. Make sure you give Spot Cleaning Organic Clean a call when you're ready to clean house. All right. Let's moving right along. That is our, once again, the local loop. All right. Coming up next, we got a little something that we call a local tip or a local lip. So what I'd like you to do is give a shout out to a local business that deserves some loves in the Ocala area.
So the business I'm going to go with is Austin Enterprises. So earlier this year, I had the opportunity to manage my first fix and flip, and they actually came in and fixed a lot of people's mistakes, and they did the entire project from floor to ceiling, and it came out absolutely phenomenal. So they do a lot of handyman work, home modeling and renovations, painting. They do fencing. They do literally a little bit of everything, and they are also licensed and insured.
Awesome, awesome. And the name of that business again was Austin
Austin
Enterprises?
Enterprises. Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. Make sure if you're in the Ocala area, you need some work done on your home, give Austin Enterprises a call. All right. Now, moving right along, we have what we call our time to make the donuts. Now, some of you may not remember how back in the day, but there used to be, for Dunkin' Donuts had a commercial. It showed a baker getting up early in the morning and making the donuts. And it was basically an analogy for time to make some money. And that's what time it is here on Voices on Main Street. Now, what I want you to understand is that it's important for you to listen to, because what's going to happen is, folks, you're going to get a chance to vote on on what the next commercial will be. So now what happens is we have three different options, maybe four if Paige has her own. And then what we're going to look at, we'll read them, and then you decide which one is the best. Now, Paige, did you want to read them or did you want me to read them?
Not. We can switch it up and both read some if you would like.
All right. Time to make the donuts here. You want to go first? You want to go second?
I'll go first.
Okay, great.
All right, Voices on Main Street friends, let's make this fun. If you're here in Ocala and you want your home to feel actually clean, not just covered up with a heavy chemical smell, Sparkling Organic Clean might be exactly what you've been looking for. We're very detail driven, big on consistency, and we genuinely care about using eco-conscious products that are safer for kids, pets, and the air that you're breathing in your home every day. If you want to support a local business in a super simple way, go follow us at Sparkling OGFL on Instagram or Facebook and drop a VOMS on our latest post. It takes all of 5 seconds and it helps us reach more people right here in our own community. And if you're ready for a reset in your own space this week, you can go ahead and head to sparklingorganically.com and request a free estimate.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, folks, that was option one. Here's option two. All right, Voices on Main Street family, time to make the donuts. If you're in Ocala and you want a home that feels truly clean without that heavy chemical smell, Sparkling Organic Clean is your go-to. Our team is detail-driven, consistent, and we love eco-conscious solutions that are safer around kids and pets. Here's a quick way to help us out. Go follow at Sparkling OG Florida on Instagram, comment bombs on our latest post. Takes 5 seconds and helps a local business get found. And if you need a clean this week, head to sparklingorganicclean.com to request your next appointment. That's option two. Option three.
It's time to make the donuts, and here's what we're cooking up at Sparkling Organic Clean in Ocala. Want a cleaner home without the harsh chemical vibe? Give us a follow on Instagram or Facebook at Sparkling OGFL and drop a VOMS on our latest post so that we know your family. And when you're ready to book a cleaning, email us at admin@sparklingorganiclean.com.
So option three. Did you have one of your own or those three good?
I think those are good.
I think so too. All right. Now, so here's what we do, Voice on Main Street family. In the comments, put option 1, 2, or 3. And you get to pick our next commercial. All right. Moving right along. It's your turn, Paige, to leave a question for the next guest here on Voices on Main Street.
Okay. I would say the question I would want to ask is what's something that you used to believe about success or growth that you no longer agree with, and what changed?
All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. So, Voice on Main Street, for those of you business owners, I want you to answer that in the comments as well. So, okay, Voice on Main Street family, this is where we turn listening into action. Now, you just heard Paige talk about all the eco-friendly options and questions that you had, right? Now, it's your turn. I want you to go like, share, subscribe, follow. If you've been a customer of Sparkling Organic Clean, leave a Google review. That is the single greatest action that you can take online to build a local business here in Ocala. So go forth, and if you just want to do a little social sharing, stop by her page, Facebook. I'm going to let her give you that page again. What's that Facebook page again, Paige?
So it is at Sparkling OGFL.
All right, you heard it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. So that's how we got to understand, folks, that that's how we as a community share and lift each other up. Okay, now that's about brings us to the end of today's episode. Now, for those of you that stuck around, we truly appreciate it. And for those that did stick around and you feel that you want to become a customer of Sparkling Organic Clean, or you want to get eco-friendly with your home, Paige has a special mystery gift for you today.
All right. So we have noticed that one of the things that people struggle with, and myself included, is you may be able to keep the house super clean, but laundry is probably one of the biggest headaches that people deal with. And so if you book a deep clean, we will go ahead, and we do this for actually a lot of our clients, but we will fold and put away 2 to 3 loads of laundry for you.
All right, sign me up. You can go do my laundry. There you go, folks. So look at Deep Clean today with Paige and Sparkling Organic Clean. All right, Voice on Main Street family. This is the part of the show where we stop doing a traditional interview and we call it Flip the Mic. Because for a moment, I'm not going to be the one asking the question. And the reason we do this is simple. You can learn a lot about someone by what they ask and who they choose to spotlight. Paige, you get to pick one of 3 lanes here. You can flip the mic and ask me a question. You can give a shout out to someone or something, organization that deserves it. It's an open mic. You have 20 to 30 seconds to say anything you want. Paige, the mic is yours.
Perfect. Thank you. So a couple of colleagues and I actually just recently started the Ocala Entrepreneur and Investors Alliance, and we are doing networking meetups twice a month. The third Thursday of every month, we're meeting at Symmetry Coffee Co. from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And every fourth Wednesday of the month, we're meeting at Say Taco. And we're also doing the same networking thing from 6 to 9. We would love to connect with more like-minded individuals who have built their own brand. And, we believe that we truly have different conversations with people who are working to build their own brands versus working with people in sales. So we look forward to connecting with you and seeing you all there.
Awesome. Excellent. And one more time, give us the name of the group.
Ocala Entrepreneur and Investors Alliance. And if you want to communicate with some of us first or get a little bit more information, we do have a free public group on Facebook as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Folks, make sure you check them out. For those fellow entrepreneurs over there, make sure that if you're in the Ocala area, that you stop by and reach out to Paige about the organization. So that brings us to the end of this episode. Paige, thank you for showing up, answering these questions, and serving this community the right way.
Absolutely. It was truly a pleasure.
Awesome. And everyone watching, remember, clarity builds trust, trust builds Main Street. We'll see you next time on Voices on Main Street. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you this. Voices like the one you heard today don't happen by accident. They're powered by local businesses who believe in showing up for their community. If you're a business owner who wants to be seen, heard, and trusted right here on Main Street, sponsoring Voices on Main Street, put your message in front of an engaged local audience that actually listens. Our sponsors aren't interrupting the conversation. They're part of it. Your business gets aligned with real stories, real people, and real community impact. Again, if that sounds like the kind of visibility you want, reach out to us and let's talk about becoming a sponsor. Thanks for being part of the Voices on Main Street family, and we'll see you the next time.